Fresh off the successful passage of the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan, Democrats are salivating at the prospect of more massive spending projects on infrastructure, on college loan relief, and the Green New Deal.
Everything will be on the table, and failure is not an option. We cannot turn away from the big, bold change that is needed.
There's just one problem: how to pay for it all.
But we've gone from a deficit that's 4% of our GDP to a deficit that's more like 30% of our GDP. And I just wonder if it's like a sugar high or a caffeine high. If we don't spend an extra $6 trillion next year, what's it like to come down from that for our economy?
The answer for Democrats is higher taxes. The Biden administration is said to be considering an array of new taxes, among them raising the income tax rate on those making more than $400,000 a year, including small business owners, potentially leading to layoffs or slowdowns, increasing the estate tax and capital gains taxes for individuals earning at least $1 million annually, raising the corporate tax from 21% to 28%, in effect, undoing the Trump corporate tax cuts that helped bring outsourced corporations back to U.S. shores. It is all music to the ears of Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, arguably the Senate's most eager tax and spend progressive.
Taxes wouldn't go up on a wealth tax for 99.9% of Americans. You just can't do much better on raising taxes only for those at the top. There's not another plan on the table that says that. So I think this is in line with what Joe Biden ran on, and I think it would be good for America. So I'm feeling good about this one.
Elizabeth Warren, senator from Massachusetts, is the #1 person stumping for a wealth tax, basically a 2% across the board tax for all people and their savings, their investments, their lifetime of accomplishments and work. And you combine that with others in the House that want a securities transaction tax, where we would tax every stock and bond transaction in the United States. All these things will depress economic output and put a brake on what we hope is a V-shaped recovery coming out of this pandemic.
If Democrats go ahead with the tax increase proposals, they could use the same budget reconciliation process to pass them that they used to pass the $1.9 trillion stimulus, depriving Republicans of the filibuster to stop it. One of them worries that jobs will again move abroad.
Money is mobile, it's fungible, and it can move around, and it probably will.
Johnson also worries that the stock markets could suffer a damaging blow.
You raise the capital gains rate that dramatically, people sell off stocks. When there's pressure to sell, you know what happens to prices. That could be a disaster for the stock market.
And that poses huge risks, not just for wealthy investors or Republican members of Congress. The stock markets are a main source of money growth for public pensions, 401k plans, and other retirement plans, meaning that the middle class would get hit too. Doug McElway for the Washington Examiner.